Welcome everyone to this special weekend weather forecast. I'd like to get this discussion started off promptly with a quick recap of what we've seen unfold over the last few days. Firstly, a rather impressive extratropical cyclone has been the main source of wet and thundery weather in parts of Western and Southern Europe, while Central, Northern, and Eastern Europe have come under the influence of high pressure, keeping the weather mostly dry and in some cases much warmer than usual. These events were discussed in great detail in my last forecast, which I released a few days ago, and as the weather pattern gears up for the next big change, it's only natural to start looking ahead to what that might be, but not so fast. Over a week ago, I made a video about the very rare rainfall event unfolding in the Sahara and how it could have an eventual impact on Europe. Well, long story short, as I record this video on Sunday, September 8th, a significant rainfall event has gotten underway, as you can see here on the latest radar and satellite data. But how exactly is that associated with the rare event in the Sahara? We can find the answer by looking at the precipitable water map, which basically tells us how much moisture is in the atmosphere. I don't usually show these kinds of graphics, but I thought it would be appropriate for this video since this will really help us better understand the significance of this event. All that green and blue over the Sahara indicates an abnormally moist air mass, which has actually been present since August, but now since yesterday, September 7th, the counterclockwise flow around the low pressure system, which has stalled between Iberia and England, began pulling the saturated air mass from the Sahara over the warm Mediterranean waters, and just like you saw in the latest radar and satellite imagery, this has resulted in explosive development of thunderstorms and torrential rainfall. The European Storm Forecast Experiment even placed a couple level 2 risk areas for today, one over Italy into Slovenia and Croatia, and the other one over Algeria. I am filming this video later than usual, so the severe weather event has already begun, but for those of you watching this video shortly after it was uploaded, make sure you head over to estfx.org for more details on today's threat. The more widespread impact will of course involve the torrential rainfall, which continues to spread north and east, and as this trend continues this afternoon and evening, I would expect the overall flood threat to decrease in places like Morocco and Algeria, while it increases from the Western Balkan countries up to Germany. Fortunately, I think the worst of the rain will be over by Tuesday, but it still may linger, especially around North Macedonia, Albania, Bulgaria, and Greece. I'll definitely keep an eye on that, but my attention will then begin to shift towards northwestern Europe, where the first substantial wave of cold air so far this season comes behind a rapidly intensifying extratropical cyclone. This, of course, will put a sudden and swift end to the warmer and drier weather which has prevailed in much of northern Europe for the first week of September, but I think the more noteworthy aspect of this system will show itself right around Wednesday and Thursday, when the wave of cold air hits the Mediterranean, ultimately sparking our next round of torrential rainfall and even severe weather, in many of the same places being impacted as we speak. I'll make sure to keep you updated on the latest developments, but that's going to be all for this quick forecast. As always, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one.